How's it going, everybody? It's Clint from the Die Hard MMA podcast. This is UFC Vegas 259, most stacked card of the year. Me and my guest, Matt Holt, break the whole thing down from a betting perspective. Check it out at the link below. Head on over to odds.com. Give us a like while you're at it, and have a good week. Good luck on all your betting action.
Next up, we got a flyweight fight. Tim Elliott taking on Jordan Espinosa. Believe it or not, this is the end of the early prelims. We still have a whole preliminary card to get to after this before the main card. Tons of fights. Super excited. Ready to go. Matt, I'm going to let you lead this one off. How do you feel about Tim Elliott and Jordan Espinosa here?
You know, it's interesting that both fights you let me lead off are the ones I have bets on so far out of the early prelims, Bautista and Tim Elliott. I love Tim Elliott in this spot. We're talking about two guys who are both 1-3 in their last four, except unlike Espinosa, Tim Elliott's losses are against three of the best guys in the MMA division, the champ, Askar Askarov, who's probably the next title challenger after Moreno Figueiredo too, and Brandon Royval, who we know is a complete beast. And that was a pretty impressive win. Last fight. Ryan Benoit is no joke. That's a pretty tough dude. On the other side, Jordan Espinosa also 1-3 in his last four. The win over Mark De La Rosa. Mark De La Rosa at this point, I think we can all assume isn't really UFC competition. Losses to Matt Schnell. He got subbed by both Matt Schnell and Alex Perez. What does Tim Elliott do to guys when he's really on? He submits them. I just think that Tim Elliott is two levels above this guy on the ground, and he's going to catch him in something. Tim Elliott by submission. I'm playing Tim Elliott at a plus price. I don't know how that happened, but suddenly Tim Elliott's the underdog in this fight after opening the favorite. I'm playing Tim Elliott at a plus and Tim Elliott by submission.
The answer to that question, Abu Dhabi, my friend, is me. I would bet this fight. I couldn't agree with you more, Matt. I love Tim Elliott in this spot. There are very, very few times that I look ahead. And this was one that I circled on my calendar. And when the book dropped a minus 115 on Tim Elliott, I hit it for 2.3 units to win 2. I love this spot for him. I love the opponent for him. I love the camp change to glory. I love James Krause taking over. I love this Tim Elliott 2.0 that's coming out. And the craziest thing is I completely misread this line. I never expected the line to go the other direction. And that's something I'm still working on. But I know there's not a lot of love out there for Tim Elliott. Maybe I should have expected that. I would love to get plus 105 right now on Tim Elliott, but I'm already 2.3 units deep on it, so I'm not sure I'm going to add more unless it gets out of control on the other side of this thing. But I also love your read on the submission prop. I mean, Jordan Espinosa, this guy's a machine. He's full of muscle, and he gasses out. He slows down as the fight goes on. That's a problem that he's always had. He uses that athleticism, and if he can't get his opponent out of there early, he just fades. And he's only got 2 UFC wins. Mark De La Rosa and Eric Shelton. Both of those guys are cut. Neither of those guys are in the UFC anymore. And I know Tim Elliott's looked bad his last couple of fights, but besides that little rough patch that he had where he admitted fully to, I think he was drinking a lot, he was partying a lot, he wasn't taking his training seriously. Now that he's redoubled down, and his wife has also doubled down on their training with Glory MMA and James Krause, both of them look like brand new people. I'm all over Tim here. I loved him for this spot. He's a zombie on the feet. He's impossible to knock out. His submission defense is off the charts. I keep going back to the story. I lost a crap ton of money before the podcast wasn't even a twinkle in my eye, Matt, and I was betting on Demetrius Johnson inside the distance the night he fought Tim Elliott, and Tim Elliott survived that damn fight and cost me a bundle because he's just so good on the floor. Jordan Espinosa is not knocking him out. Jordan Espinosa is not submitting him. The only thing Espinosa might be able to do is grind out a 15-minute decision, and I don't think he's a good enough grappler to do it, and I don't think he's got a good enough gas tank to do it. The other thing is, again, shout out to my boy James Lynch. Jordan Espinosa did an interview with him where he talked about catching COVID. Part of the reason he's been gone so long is he had a really bad case of COVID, and we've seen people have cardio issues and lung issues when they come back from these long COVID breaks. I don't know how else I can say it. I love Tim Elliott
Yeah.
here, and I got a big bet on him on Saturday.
I was there that night. He fought Demetrius Johnson here in Vegas at the Pearl, and I was at that fight. And I'll tell you, Tim Elliott had a lot of fans in attendance that night. You know, coming off winning that season at Tough in order to get his title shot, and he had Demetrius Johnson in a guillotine in the second round. I thought DJ was going to tap in the arena. I thought, oh my gosh, that is super tight. DJ's about to tap, and Tim Elliott and the Tie-Dye Nation are about to be wearing the strap. And it didn't end up getting done. DJ went on to win a decision. But this guy, all he does is lose to the very best guys in the world. The former champ, the current champ, the future champ, Brandon Royval. He only loses to the most elite guys. Espinosa's never even been in there with these guys yet. I love Tim Elliott.
Now, Matt, you were there? You were in the arena that night?
Yeah.
That's so
Pearl
crazy.
at the Palms, baby. The Pearl.
I was too. I watched that one live, man. I was right there in the building for it.
I was sitting up against the barrier. You know, there's the second level of the Pearl.
Yeah.
So when you sit on the second level, you're like looking down on the octagon almost. I was right on the rail, like one section over from Tim Elliott's little Tie-Dye Nation crew that was all up there.
That's hilarious. We passed by like two ships in the night that day.
Yeah.
I was down on the main floor in like the very back row because at that time I wasn't paying for front row seats or anything like that. Me and my best friend were way deep on the alcohol for the night, and I had a paper ticket that I was in there looking to get right on the weekend on DJ, and he let me down.
It was an awesome card. I mean, Joseph Benavides, Henry Cejudo was on that
was
card.
So sick.
Super fun card. Yeah, it was a great fight.
Oh, that's too funny. All right. Good times. Gil Scott, I saw your comment. I will bring that up to odds and see if maybe that's something they're interested in. That's not a bad idea. Thank you very much for the suggestion. That does it for the early prelims. We're headed on to the preliminary card. This is odds.com. I am Clint from the Die Hard MMA podcast, and my guest, Matt Holt, joining us, the president of US Integrity. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We have got 463 live viewers. If you can believe it, we're knocking on that door. Everybody smash the like button. Give me a share over on Twitter. I want to see a 500. That's what I'm looking for tonight. I want to see 500 live when we get to that main card. So what we've got coming up here. Oh, you know what? Now's a good time. I want to go ahead and plug Goat Capital Sports. My other sponsor, GoatCapitalSports.com, at GoatCapital_ on Twitter. If you're not feeling the MMA, or if you need some help with all the other sports out there, they offer very low prices, good price packaging, and they give you picks for all the other sports, including golf. They nailed the golf winner 2 weeks ago for a gigantic score. So make sure you check out GoatCapitalSports.com. And on top of that, they have a risk-free program where if they happen to lose that week, you get refunded for your membership price. So good deal. All right. Next up, we got a fight that, again, I keep saying this. I'm going to say this all night. You guys are going to get sick of hearing it. I'm so excited for this fight.